Sugalanren asked me that maybe I might be want to get in on this video, this topic. So I thought we could watch it together. Hope this works out, Sugalanren. Okay, cheers. Go.
How you doing, guys? It's Huck here.
Huck.
Now, this has been my second video in the past couple of days, so I'm verging on the fucking prolific. But while listening to one video, I thought of a topic for another, and I'm just going to throw it at you guys and throw the shit and see if it sticks, right? But I want to introduce you to the story of a guy called Sean Fitzpatrick. Now, there's no reason anybody outside Republic of Ireland should know who he is, but when the bank collapse happened here in Ireland and we needed to bail out in the IMF, one of the killing blows to the Irish economy was the collapse of the Anglo-Irish Bank. It was basically a bank that gave loans to property developers, and when the property prices collapsed, that bank got hit particularly badly because all the loans and mortgages that it had given to property developers collapsed. They were worthless, right? Sean Fitzpatrick was in charge of the Anglo-Irish Bank at the time, and it turned out that he did a few dodgy things, including borrowing a few billion from another bank before the accounts went in, and then giving it back a couple of days later in order to make the books look balanced, right? His trial collapsed recently, and the reason it collapsed is because rather than the case being handled by the Gardaí, it was handled by the Office of the Director of Corporate Enforcement. Now, there's now a report gone in. The government have asked for a report on why it collapsed and why the OCDE, were so bad with this case, right? Now, a couple of things happened. They coached witnesses. They actually shredded evidence. But one of the things that they were charged with doing is, whereas the Gardaí, if they investigate a situation, they would investigate the whole situation, right? The OCDE, or the ODCE, sorry, only looked for proof of guilt. They did not look for proof of innocence, right? Therefore, do you know what I mean? Like, in most cases, they would need to find a body of evidence to prove somebody's guilty in order to charge or to convict, right, before it would even go to court, right? But they didn't look for any evidence other than going after this guy and trying to prove it was him that done it, hence the coaching and the destroyed evidence. And it made me think about the religious question on YouTube in particular, and I thought I would throw out a challenge to any of the atheists out there who still make videos. I challenge atheists to provide the best case they can make for the existence of God. Now, I don't want you to be like the Office of the Director of Corporate Enforcement and go, oh, the best case for the existence of God is the Bible and the Bible shit. Right? I don't want you to do that, right? I want you to pretend that you're actually skeptics, right? And pretend that rather than only looking for information or looking for an argument that goes in the one direction, I want you to go in the other direction. I want to see, because if you are, I think it's, as a person, I would consider myself an agnostic. Oh, okay. So I would say that both sides have got pros and cons to their argument, right? I've just got to throw it out there. Now, I might post this on a video to a couple of atheists I know make videos like Agent Out or No Plum or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if they still watch my videos, so I might post it on one of their videos. But the tendency is, if you're tasked with something like this, you would need a very good job of it, because you're opinion and mindset is set, right? You think Sean Fitzpatrick is guilty. You don't look for the evidence to the other side, right? Now, it would also be interesting to get a religious person to do the same with the atheist position. But for now, I want to keep it in a manageable size. Right? I don't even know how many people watch my fucking videos anyway, especially the ones that make videos. I got the Christians will be scared away. But yeah, this is my task. Make the best case you can for the existence of God. Atheists. Right? And then walk away, go back and look at it and see, is it really an argument for the existence of God, or are you just taking the piss? And then do it again, right? Could even make it a tag. So yeah, I'm going to post this now and see what happens. Till next time, guys. This is Huck. Peace.
Well, I have a serious problem with that, which is what is God? Right? We have to come up with a definition of God. My deconstruction of what the what the meaning of the word God is something you should worship, and I don't think there is anything you should worship. Right? I can make arguments that there's a creator. I could make arguments that there's a sentient being in the universe that has an opinion which is superior to mine that I ought to follow. But I don't understand why I would worship this creature. You know, like why worship, like you should worship your creator. Your real creator is your parents, and there's a tradition that you worship that, you know, God is basically your ultimate ancestor, and you should worship that. Um, Beyond that, I would say, look, the best idea that there is a God is that there is sentience in the universe, and so the whole universe would probably have some sort of sentience to go along with that, some sum of all sentience at the very least. And if that sum of all sentience, the million minds is better than one, were to have an opinion, you should probably take that opinion particularly serious. You shouldn't worship it, but you should take it seriously. And maybe that would be God. I think the main problem I have, can be explained simply in terms of what they call ichtheism. I don't know what you guys mean, what people mean by God. It seems to me to mean something that should be worshiped. And it is on that perspective or that angle that I find it possible to say, well, nothing needs to be worshiped. You can respect things, you can love things, you can um, reinforce things. But worship, why would you worship? I think worship like greed, uh, or like jealousy is an unuseful attitude. So that's my problem with it. But I think it's fair for me to point out, you have to define God. An argument for what? An external sentience that created us, but that doesn't need to be worshipped? Anyway. Well, I guess I fail in that I don't really have an argument for God because I need to know what God means. And as far as something that deserves to be worshipped, no, something that demands to be worshipped, something that, that I could try to define in some sci-fi kind of perspective. Okay. We have some people. Hey, unworshipped deity. Divinity. All right. Cheers, you guys. I'd be open to a hangout, but I just don't want to hang around for a half an hour creating it. Anyway, cheers.